What? The middle-aged woman gritted her teeth and cursed. You loser are really determined to marry that bastard? Isabella nodded, and said stubbornly, if I make up my mind, it won't change. After finishing speaking, she said to Claire, Claire, I'm sorry to trouble you, you made a special trip so far. Claire hurriedly said, Isabella, what are you doing so politely with me? Isabella smiled with satisfaction and said, Claire, it's not too early, it will take a long time to drive, or let's start now. Good. Claire nodded and said, then let's go now. Wait a minute. At this time, the middle-aged man with a fierce face stood in front of Isabella and said coldly, You are a loser, the more you talk about you, the more capable you are, right? I'm telling you, even if the King of Heaven is here today, I can't take you out of this door. Also, I have already greeted your sister-in-law. She has an acquaintance in the obstetrics and gynecology department of the county hospital. She can also work overtime to help with an operation on weekends. You will honestly follow me to the county hospital to get rid of it, and don't deal with that bastard Carden from now on. Impossible. Isabella said categorically, I cannot kill my child, and no one can stop me from marrying Carden. Unless it is Carden who does not want to marry me, otherwise, even if you want cut off relations with me, and I want to marry today. The middle-aged man immediately picked up a rolling pin that was as thin as his wrist, and pointed it directly at Isabella's face with the tip of the rolling pin, and cursed with his campus. If you dare to go out of this door, I will hit your leg. Break it. Even if I break your leg, I can sell you to the disabled in the countryside for 200,000. Saying nothing will make you cheap for that, Carden. Charlie hadn't spoken all the time, but when he saw Isabella's father, he even picked up the rolling pin and suddenly became angry. It's nothing more than talking cold words and personality attacks and insults. After all, it was his wife who came to help send off her friend, not to take care of other people's housework, so all he thought was to drive the car and leave quickly to complete the task of sending off for the girl. However, seeing that the other three people, parents and younger brother, are such assholes, he is really intolerable. So he blocked his wife Claire and Isabella behind him, looked at Isabella's father, and said coldly, Do you know that all your actions are illegal? You interfere with your children's marriage? Freedom is against morality. Personal assault is against the law. The intention to sell daughter is again a criminal act. Isabella's father said in a cold expression, How old are you? What does our family's affairs have to do with you? Before I kick you out, you dare to pretend to be in my house? Charlie said with a shame, Today is forced, I still pretend to be. After that, he said to Claire and Isabella, It's getting late, let's leave now. If anyone dares to stop, I will not forgive him. In fact, Isabella is now in a hurry, because if she goes to the hotel prepared by her mother-in-law and misses the auspicious time booked by her mother-in-law, she will definitely be even more dissatisfied with her. It doesn't matter if her mother-in-law gives her face, the point is, she doesn't want her to put pressure on her fiancé. In fact, her mother-in-law has always looked down upon her, and she has been desperately preventing her fiancé from marrying her, because their family really feels that the situation in their family is too far from them and is not worthy of their family. However, the fiancé has been under pressure and repeatedly said that he did not want to marry. This time, the two of them used the method of unmarried first pregnancy in order to get married. Finally, it was considered as a compromise with the in-laws. Therefore, it doesn't matter if in-laws embarrass her a little. As long as today, she will be able to be with her fiancé in good faith. So she seriously said to her parents and brothers, I know you are very dissatisfied with me, but for the past 2 decades, I have always obeyed your instructions, obeyed your wishes, and taken into account your feelings. The only thing that didn't follow you was to enter the university. Now, it's the second time that I didn't follow you. I hope you can consider it for me. After all, I am also a human being, not the assets and tools of the Jones family. I also pursue happiness. Right. You pursue a bullshit. Isabella's father shouted angrily, I will never allow you to step out of this door today. Charlie said coldly, You are not qualified to stop this matter today. You dare to stop and try. Isabella's brother yelled angrily, "Damn! She won't let me get married, then she won't even want to get married. You outsider, get out of the way. Be careful that IFC King kill you." Charlie raised his hand and slapped him sharply, slapped him to the ground with a slap, and turned around several times. When Isabella's father saw that his precious son had been beaten, he gritted his teeth and picked up the rolling pin, and slammed Charlie on the head. "Our Jones family has a single pass for several generations. If you dare to beat my son, I will kill you." Seeing the strength of the opponent smashing at Charlie, Claire was big enough to smash a person's head into a scoop, and said nervously, "Charlie, be careful." Charlie didn't move, just looking at the oncoming rolling pin. The next second, he waved his hand violently, and directly cut off the thick wooden rolling pin with his bare hands.